Painter Pablo Picasso suggested that every child is an artist, but not many children win a place in a museum. An exhibition in central Japan features the works of elementary school students, some of whom lived through the disaster last March. NHK World's Misato Ishikawa has their pictures and their stories.
Yuina Sugiyama found her inspiration in fireworks. Colors explode over a devastated town. Yuina saw the earth open up on March 11th, something she says looked like hell. She wrote about it in a school essay.
I saw cracks in the ground when I looked outside a window. They kept opening and closing. I was so frightened that I couldn't stop my body from shaking.
Yuina feared the earth would swallow her town. The tremors damaged her home, but her family didn't have to move. Just 5 minutes away, everything was gone. Yuina was one of more than 400,000 students from 14 countries who submitted their works to an art competition. Only 300 won a spot on the walls of this museum in central Japan. Some of them survived the disaster. Judges awarded Yuina and the 3 other children from the Northeast a special prize.
I praised her efforts and thought, young people like her will reconstruct our town. I made up my mind not to cry anymore.
The tsunami washed away Yuka Sasaki's home. She moved into temporary housing. Volunteers paid for her to travel last summer to a lantern festival. Yuka made this collage of what she saw.
I created this so I wouldn't forget the kindness of people. I think if people are not helping one another, we cannot reconstruct my town.
The tsunami washed away most of Lulu Kano's hometown too. But the waves didn't get her home. Still, the nuclear accidents forced her to spend a lot of time inside. She painted what she saw outside.
The sunflowers were energetic like the sun. They inspired me, so I decided to paint them, and I was happy with the result.
Visitors to the exhibition say they feel encouraged by the works and by what the children are expressing.
Considering the hard circumstances, their paintings were still full of energy. I was impressed.
Their feeling of wanting to paint is amazing.
Yuina Sugiyama spent much of last summer wondering if a fireworks festival would go ahead. The fisheries company that sponsored the annual event lost everything in the disaster. Then donations started pouring in from people in other parts of Japan. Organizers spread the word. The festival was back on. A burst of color in Yuna's painting illuminates a dark town covered with piles of rubble. She calls it a beam of hope.
Light from the fireworks seemed to lead to the future. I believe the fireworks represent our determination to move on.
Yuina says she's loved to paint since she was little. She says she's inspired to create new works and to inspire others through them. Misato Ishikawa, NHK World.